now for my next number, I'd like to return to the classics.
Uno, two, tres, four.
Hello! Oh shit. I had it on. I forgot to swap it. Hello everyone. I know we are terribly late. Unbelievably late. Blame somebody else, not me.
Yeah. I had to take care of something.
Yeah, Buddha had like things to take care of, and it's understandable. We always can't we can't always be on time. Yeah, we're especially right now. It's tax season, so we should understand that that's going to take priority over anything and everything. Because I don't want to get fucked over by the government, and I know you don't want to get fucked over by the government.
Yeah, I should start listening to Megadeth even more.
Megadeth, yeah, let's walk. Oh. I don't know what that is.
And no, I said Megadeth. Dave Mustaine.
I don't know what that is.
Anyways, doesn't matter.
Okay. Yes. Anyways, we got quite the lineup for you guys. I'm a bit low energy. I'm hoping as we talk about these, all this stuff, that my energy will start picking up. But for right now, as always, brutal.
Yeah, as you can tell, he's not really exactly in his best shape right now. Because
I'm trying.
He just got into an accident yesterday, so...
Wait, who?
He has to... You.
Oh! Yeah, I talked about that on my stream. I didn't get into an accident. I caused an accident.
Yeah. Or... I mean, it's whatever, but, you you got hurt yourself, and you got to recover.
There I was at work doing my typical work things when all of a sudden a giant asteroid began falling and hurling from the Earth. But because of our atmosphere and hemisphere, it started to slowly decay and break apart. When only just a small pebble came flying in, and it broke my big toe. Wow, don't even care for my story, huh?
And then I'm like, okay, and then you injured yourself, yeah.
Yes, I fell off.
End
I
of
fell off.
story.
I fell off my work band, and I fucking hurt myself pretty bad.
Yep.
I might need to.
Happily ever after.
Basically, yeah, happily ever after. I crippled myself. I'm happily ever after. Yay. But no. Anyways, Brutal. As always, I have a question of the stream to ask you, and of course, everyone else watching us, I have a question for you guys too, and that is a simple one. Very simple. You don't really have to think that hard about this. Do you watch anime dubbed or subbed?
Subbed all the way in, dude. Subbed all the way in.
Subbed all the way. There's no ifs and buts about it.
For the most part, yes. Although there definitely are some anime that are really good in dub too. It's just nowadays, nah, dude. I'm gonna stick with the subbed. I feel like it's just like, just feels more authentic to watch it. Like, I don't care if it's better translations or anything on the dubs. I'd rather just listen to the real deal on the subs.
I like subs. I don't mind subs. I mean, sure. God, sorry. Certain animes that are very like heavy in talking. Of course, subs gonna be a little more difficult for me to always follow, especially if I'm tracking something that's happening on screen. Like I guess like an anime like that really like for instance, I used to watch a lot of Detective Conan, where basically the characters would mostly just talk about the situations, like the crime scenes, the actual component of like figure out the clues and stuff. There's a lot of heavy talking in that anime, so you really have to focus on what's being titled for you, because if you don't, you can miss something.
Yeah, I mean, it is an old anime, so it's understandable.
Well, not even just that, but I'm saying general animes like that. That animes don't always like, because of course, if you watch something like basically, let's say like
I mean, I grew up with watching Pokemon. This was before I was into anime.
yeah, but
so...
what I'm saying is the necessary need to pay attention always for subbed in a case of like, let's just say One Piece versus something like Detective Conan is going to be a lot more apparent than anything. Because like, where in One Piece's case, yes, the dialogue is important, but they're not really talking always consistently when they're fighting. In the case of Detective Conan, usually the characters are primarily talking, since the whole focus is the character solving a mystery. Hello? Bruno?
Yeah, yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
yeah, pretty much.
Is that your little model was moving, but you weren't talking, so I was afraid we lost you.
No, I'm drinking. Not beer, but I'm just drinking mineral water.
You're drinking on the job, Brutal? I'm deducting your pay.
No, never.
Okay, but no, yeah, no.
I'd go full Megadeth on your ass.
You keep saying that. What the fuck is Megadeth?
It's a fucking band.
Oh, I've never heard of them.
metal band.
Like metal band?
Basically, a member of Metallica left to form his own. No, well, not left. He got fired, so he just formed his band.
He didn't leave. He got fired.
And basically, Megadeth is just all this like anti-government and like holy wars and this and that and this and that.
What the fuck?
It's really hard for me to put it into simple words.
I get the idea of like wanting to make your like band name like kind of fit the genre of what you're playing, but like when I think of like a metal or hard rock band, right? Metallica, just like kind of like, I guess because like I'm being a little bit biased with it, but the name just like kind of rolls over more. Like when you hear, you're like, yes, metal.
I think the best you could describe Megadeth is it's pure libertarian core, even though that's.
But it just sounds. But that's literally something.
I wouldn't say it's true or not, because the lead guitarist, or no, I wouldn't say lead guitarist. The singer and the front man, Dave Mustaine.
That's a fucking name right there. Holy shit.
He's actually independent. He's not politically.
Well, I
left
mean,
and right
to
or
me,
libertarian.
unless the music
But
that definitely revolves around that kind of motif, I don't really care what someone's politics is. But what I'm saying is like the name Megadeth. Like when I hear that, it makes me think of like a cartoon show's like idea of like the metal band. Like when you see like characters
mhm,
wear A
yes.
B C D to
Oh
represent
yeah,
they listen to.
keep in mind, Megadeth is not spelled with death. It's spelled with Mega DETH.
So depth.
No, death. It's just DETH.
Okay, I see what you mean. Again, like
It just
that just sounds like a cartoonish version of what an idea of what like someone would come up with an actual metal band. It doesn't roll off better as something like Metallica or Five Finger Death Punch or
yeah.
something like that. It just sounds cringy off the back.
I'm more of. I lean towards me being a Metallica guy, even though Slayer is like by far my favorite band than both Megadeth and Metallica. But even though I lean myself being towards a Metallica guy, I still really like listening to Megadeth a lot.
I've never been big into
I mean,
metal. I mean, most of the bands I listen to nowadays is all Japanese bands. Like there
because
hasn't been a single
because
like
I know Megadeth really does have some good shit too. I mean, like listen to fucking Rust in Peace. That shit is like that shit is like the goat of all metal albums.
you might need to recommend me some songs. I can check it out, but overall, I don't listen to a lot of metal. Well, okay, you know what?
Uh,
There is one metal band I technically listen to. That's
I feel
fucking
like
baby metal, yeah.
yeah, oh yeah, that's like the manliest. That's like the most masculine.
Dude, their
band
new
ever.
shit is fucking on fire. I won't lie. Like when they first started up
It
and they had
is.
songs like "Gimme Chocolate," I was like, okay, this is cute, but this can't last long. And then like I started hearing some of their newer stuff after like years. I'm
Yeah.
like, wow, this is really fucking good.
Yeah,
I'm a fan.
It's actually. It still gives me a chuckle when they were posing with photos with when they were posing with Slayer. No, well,
My only big problem with
they
baby
were
metal.
posing with they were posing with a picture with Gary Hull, who's a member of Exodus, but he like tours with Slayer.
Yeah,
And then it was with Gary Holt and Gary King, and then Gary King's reaction was like just like he like looked like he was like just like shocked or confused.
kind of
what's
fish out of the
going on.
water. Like he's like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah,
Bunch of
'cause he's,
schoolgirls
he's
wearing
such
like
a,
old metal. No, like
it's like a kawaii thing, and then for him it just like feels like it's out of place.
well, yeah,
for
no,
some
that's
reason.
It's fish out of water. Like he just wasn't expecting this. You look at it and you're like, what the fuck is this? It's like basically
Yeah,
like you see,
because
it's
Gary
like
King is like the type of guy who's like extremely like he's like the very tough guy kind of.
yeah, motif. Like that's his aesthetic.
Like he just like he just like plays like really demonic and terrifying looking riffs like.
And then meanwhile, Baby Metal's got a song literally called like Papaya, which again, when I first read that, I was like, oh, papaya! I love papayas. No, that's actually my favorite song by them, but by Papaya, which the Chinese singer F-Zero. Oh, he has such a good verse for that song. Oh, you gotta listen to it if you haven't heard it yet. I highly recommend
Keep in
that
mind.
song.
Oh yeah, another thing. Gary King played Megadeth's first few shows.
Nice.
And then
Okay,
went back- and then-
I'm glad we're talking about this, but we gotta get started on the actual topics of the day. So we don't have a lot of topics, but we do have topics that are gonna roll into almost into each other, and I think you're definitely get annoyed at some parts, and I'll definitely get annoyed at some parts. So I was trying to really debate with myself which we wanted to start out with, and I felt like this one would be the easiest one to start out with. So, first off, I'm gonna ask you: do you think there's any, like, would you? Okay, so right now we have a lot of problems with when it comes to the localization scene of anime for dubs. Do you see an inherent problem with having AI take care of dubbing like subtitles and for subtitles for animes, and then like a human just kind of like overlook everything?
Okay, so this is not the first time I've come across with this argument, and honestly, I've had this argument with a YouTuber named Scratchpoint on Twitter. When I told him that I think AI is a good idea, and then he replied to me with saying that it's I wanted to say like he told me that how do he said it? He said that Well, yes, it definitely you can use AI, but at the same time, AI can be really abused a lot.
Oh, of course, any tool can be abused.
So it's like he told me he just basically it's still basically what he told me was you can't rely too much on the AI because it's going to be abused.
No, I agree with that idea. That's
And that really much he pretty much changed my opinion on that subject matter.
well, again, my thing is the fact that I don't mind AI being used so long as there's human oversight. So long as there's human oversight to kind of go over it and look over what it's basically like having like someone check your work for you.
Base, basically that, yeah.
Yeah, so I have no problem with that. The reason why I bring this up is because Localizers for a while has been in like the actual general topic of discussing when it comes to anime and like dubbing and everything. And one of the biggest offenders of this has been, of course, Crunchyroll, since they are the biggest current Western streaming platform when it comes to anime. And of course, Crunchyroll has been in the constant amount of controversy lately because of the whole lawsuit that's going on with them. They're being like, they're being sued because like basically like they were caught selling people's information to third-party companies.
Mm-hmm.
So Crunchyroll's in kind of hot water. But the reason why I bring this up is because there are specifically two animes I've watched. In this article right here by Anime News, Anime Senpai News, Crunchyroll localizers are facing criticism this week by altering dialogue in two English dubs, with fans calling the change to be as examples of male fragility. The affected series are you and I are polar opposites, and Hanakimi, where the lines are dubbed completely different. And if you can look on the screen, it says here's the line for Hanakimi in Japanese. It says, of course, there are things that a tough girl like you wouldn't understand, right? And here's the line in dubbed. You're a tough girl, and therefore too strong to fully understand male fragility. And then the other one, in polar opposites, you have the Japanese version, which is male pride is such a pain. The dub says, fragile masculinity at it again. And
oh my God, what this should sound.
Well, here's the best thing. This isn't the only time people have gotten upset with.
No, wait, hold on, let me finish. This shit sounds straight up like fucking euphemisms, dude. Like, what the fuck?
But it's like, so. This is the second time.
I can't, like it just that George Carlin thing is just already coming up to my mind.
Which one?
About the euphemisms.
You might. It's been a while since I've seen George Carlin. You might have to remind me. Do you know what the line is?
So basically, he was mentioning about euphemisms, like saying like toilet paper became bathroom tissues.
Oh, you mean basically you mean altering, like it basically means the same thing, but you're using kind of a different descriptor for it.
To basically manipulate the original definition.
Yes, no, but that's been a constant thing that's been going on, and not only just in anime, but in language in general.
Like nowadays, like now we went from fat to plus size.
But that's why, again, we have a group of people who individually decided themselves we're going to alter language.
I mean, there's a reason for the manga called Elf-san can't lose weight, and they changed it to plus size elf.
Yes, yeah. Or again, people make most localizers and people who defend localizers will make the excuse, well, it's a cultural differences. Like we want to make sure like people in our neck of the woods can understand the type of dialogue or the different meaning behind these things. And I'm like, yeah, that's cute, but the problem is we're not stupid. We can understand when like certain phrases are used.
I know it's intentional. That's basically.
Oh no, it's always going to be intentional. But what I'm saying is, specifically for polar opposites, this isn't the first time they've been in this controversy when it comes to the localization change for wording. If you haven't, again, I'm not sure if you actually watched this anime. I actually really love this anime. I think it's really good, and I think the voice work for it is great.
My friend actually recommended.
It's good. I recommend it too. But one of the characters named Tanya fuck was his name. Targi, basically, he calls himself a chud several times in one episode.
Oh my god! Now they're using internet terms. Are you fucking serious, dude?
Well, they've always kind of used mean language in it. Like, for instance, there's another anime I really like a lot called Shangri-La Frontier.
I honestly wasn't surprised that they now use Gen Alpha slang words.
No, I'm almost positive. Like, this is my thought process with it, right? When it comes to localization, specifically for this, there's two schools of thought for me. One, it's someone intentionally do it because they're the type of person who is like they're the type of person we're thinking of, right? The multicolored hair, nose piercing, thick glass wearing, fucking
Yeah,
annoying,
the usual like
the usual
obvious
suspects.
stereotype.
Yeah, the
The
usual
obvious
suspects.
stereotype.
We're,
Like
we're thinking of that.
it's funny how they just claim to be like so expressive and shit like that, but yet they all look the same. Like they look
Right.
like NPC. Like
Right.
it's like a uniform that they have to fucking wear.
Right,
basically.
because they themselves, again, it's the joke that people like keep saying when it comes to hipsters
Yeah.
back in the day, where like
Especially, dude, the nose ring is like an obvious sign. Let's be honest here.
But
The nose
no,
ring
but what I'm
always
saying
an
is like
obvious
it's like the old idea when it came to hipsters and the yuppies from the '60s and all that stuff. It's ironic because to be nonconformist, they all start dressing and acting the exact same way, essentially
Yes.
conforming to this new.
hell, even as a GNC male, this is really stupid.
But no,
like-
so my
Like,
school.
like I just identify as a GNC male just because I like to pay homage to 1980s hair metal because I'm just overwhelmed by the music scene today, and I'm always into the old school shit.
No, same.
And,
That's why I just haven't really listened to anything new by.
I mean, there's a reason why I as soon as I started listening to hair metal, I commonly just started growing my hair, wearing red eyeliner, just to make myself look accurate to my VTuber self.
Yeah, it's a Gundam. He's not only was he in a band, but his entire band was representation and referencing and an homage to the late '80s, '70s like hair ballads and like old school rock.
Yeah,
Like he's like an
Yeah,
old soul
basically.
like you like that, and I can respect that. He used to like he used to go all out when he did his performances. He would like put on he'd have the long hair, he had the costumes, he'd put on the face makeup and everything. But no, anyways,
Yeah.
kind of going back to this.
I put eyeliner not because I wanted to look pretty or anything. I put eyeliner and basically like just like Ozzy Osbourne and Slayer.
Yeah, like Steven Tyler.
It's just to be like look terrifying and ugly because I mean like how Tom Araya said in the interview, he said like no, we didn't want to look pretty. We wanted to be the ugly guys.
No, yeah,
And that's how I
exactly.
wanted
Like
to
the
be.
Aerosmith.
That was just me pushing gender norms just to be ugly, like on purpose, just to break gender norms. I mean, it's exactly what they're doing with the traps, and that's why I like femboys too. That's why I find them extremely attractive.
See, I can 100% agree with that. But no, kind of going back. School of thought is either A, it's the usual suspects that are doing this, or B, it's someone who basically is doing this off the idea of like, hey, I know what the kids like, I know what the kids are into. Basically, they're the walking, talking embodiment of the Steve Buscemi meme of like, how do you do, fellow kids?
Oh, exactly. That's what.
Those are the
that's
two
what
type
was
of
gonna
people I
say.
can totally imagine being the person that's doing this, because you wouldn't use.
Or it's basically millennials try to relate to the cool hip thing that's really big with younger Gen Z.
Yeah,
or
people in their
Gen
late
Alpha as a
30s
whole.
that never actually grew up, kind of like stayed in their station and just kept thinking like, "Hey, no, I'm still really cool. I'm with it. I play the Overwatch. I enjoy the Call of Duty like the kids do. I get on my Xbox and play the Fortnite. It's that idea.
I mean, hell, Madonna is like trying to do like some crazy ass
Holy
shit.
shit,
Like,
that is a
tries to-
name I haven't heard in years. Fucking Madonna. Isn't Madonna
My
like
mom
pushing
re-
like 50 now?
No, she's like, what in her? She was born in the 50s, so
Oh my god, I thought she was it's a little bit younger than that. No. But you know, so I wanted to
But
start
yeah,
off with that to kind of
my mom really loves Madonna, and she'll be shocked at how Madonna acts now today, especially how she dresses and looks. She looks hideous, like literally hideous. I'm like,
what?
I bet her 1980 self would look at this and be terrified.
I'm pretty sure she'll tell you is like, I don't look hideous. I'm mature. But no,
But she just does that just to like the Steve Buscemi meme you mentioned.
yeah, no. Again, it's those two schools of thoughts. Either it's the usual suspects who are
I'm
doing
like-
this deliberately.
I'm like don't relate to your generation because that's not your generation. Your generation is 80s.
And again,
Like
the line.
you were my mom's demographic basically.
But
You
no,
were
but here's
basically
the
my
funny
mom's
thing, right?
demographic.
So I've watched Solo Opposites, not Solo Opposites, I'm sorry. You and I are Polar Opposites, both in English and Japanese dub, because I really, really like the series. And I think both the dub and sub are really, really well done. The problem is for the dubbed, because of these fucking cringy interjections of like meme culture and stuff, it kind of like ruins it just slightly. It doesn't change the story, but it's just like, oh, why would you do this?
Bro, I'm gonna be pissed if they mention Skibidi, dude. I fucking hate
But no,
that
but like,
shit.
oh my god, you know what the fucked up thing is? They could, because the
Yes.
way the main character speaks is basically nothing but TikTok memes. Like she likes to say like, "Oh, up in my crib" and stuff like that for the English dubbed. It works for her. It does work for her character. The problem is,
They use the most normie words you can imagine, the most brain rot normie words you can ever.
but no, what I'm trying to bring up is specifically for the Chud line. It comes from a character who's pretty pessimistic, right? So he calls himself a Chud because he's listening on a conversation someone's having of a relationship, and he feels depressed the fact that he's eavesdropping the way he is. So he calls himself a chud for feeling that way in the English dub. In the Japanese dub, he just calls himself like he's like I'm such a loner. I'm such a like idiot. Basically, that's all he says. So
Yeah.
so the actual change doesn't really make sense because in one case he's just putting himself down, saying he's just a depressive guy, and then in the other one is like, oh, I'm a chud. I'm like, do you know what people refer to when people say chud?
I hate that term. I fucking hated that term, dude. It doesn't matter what political side you're in, but fuck that term, dude. I don't care. People would use it like, oh, to own the right wing chuds or the left wing chuds, this and that, this and that, and this and that.
I never got
Fuck
behind
off.
the whole like labeling each other like that shit. I just found it stupid.
I hate that term because I feel like that term has more association with in the political space than in media, to be
Oh,
honest.
100%. Well, it's become that way. Usually what happens is these words get adopted into actual like meme culture and like normal vernaculars of the young generation of whatever's taken over, and then usually those words will start being
Like-
used ironically and then unironically in more of a
and,
political
like,
space.
people just use that shit as like that shit sounds like I'm fucking in. It's like mentioning chud sounds like you're gonna engage in the culture war shit, and I don't want to like be dragged down to this. Because...
No, that's fine. But no, the reason why I bring up this piece of the story for is to kind of give you an idea of what's going to happen next. Because, like I said, most of my stories for this week lead into each other, kind of. So we're starting off with the idea of like, okay, these are what localizers are doing right now for some of the shows, and it's really cringy. So, going forward, have you heard of this person?
Oh, I've seen that. I've seen that screenshot. I've seen
Okay,
the screenshot.
so
I'm pretty sure I'm familiar with it.
Okay,
It's just
so
I haven't heard it in a
let's
while
give
because-
some context for it then.
No, hold up. I think she did use Twitter and then moved to Blue Sky because she's one of those dumbasses who.
So
just might
I'm gonna
like
get
Blue
into
Sky.
that. I'm gonna get into it. Don't worry. So if you know who this person is, okay, cool. If you don't, this person is a English. I believe she's an English VA, right?
I might have to look at. We might have to look at the Blue Sky profile, but.
Well, I don't want to open Blue Sky. I don't. I refuse to open up Blue Sky.
Fuck, I did search it too on Blue Sky.
Wow, she has a Ward's class localization for Young Entertainment Project. What the fuck is this?
That shit sounds
Good to
that
meet
shit
you
sound-
and thanks for stopping by. Ever since I was young, I found myself drawn to Japanese culture, from its anime, manga, and the Shito ceremonies of quirks behind each kanji. I begin studying Japanese.
This shit sounds exactly like the fucking lady from fucking BBC.
Wait. Okay.
From the BBC documentary. She sounds exactly like the fucking
What is this
Australian or British
website?
lady from the BBC documentary.
This is an about page, but like where? Okay, so anyways, so I'm just trying to confirm. So she specializes in entertainment, audio, visual, and marketing. After graduation, I got admitted to the CHIP program and spent years teaching English the tiny mountain village in Yamashita, and every day I granted me the world's most sight of Mount Fuji Peak. Okay, but like, what do you do now? After moving to Los Angeles, of course you're in Los Angeles, I freelanced as a... Okay, yeah, so she is a translator. So she is a localizer. So why this is important is because she came out with a little post about... I think this has happened like 3 days ago, and it kind of blew up in her face.
Oh, 6 days ago.
6 days ago? Okay. So 6 days ago.
'cause
It's
'cause
written right here.
it's
She says...
March 10th.
So she writes... If you're a fan and want to do something about about to pressure companies into paying for more union actors and good translations, bully them. Send emails shaming them. Comment how you will never buy their game again. Call their customer support line. The louder you are, the faster companies will change. You can kind of see why this infuriated quite a bit of people.
Yeah, I could definitely see why.
So she comes up with this
And
comment.
that's like that's straight up. That's literally just asking Japanese companies to not hire your stupid ass, basically.
Well, okay, so that's the thing, right? It's not written here, but it's specifically focusing on Japanese companies.
I know like it's not tried to explicit like how Noah Samson like literally just tries to say something without saying it explicitly because he doesn't want to get demonetized and shit.
Oh, a lot of people do it all the time. They're very trickery with their language. They basically would imply
or like Hassan Piker like using Noah Samson as like a cover up.
Well, what some people would do, I've noticed.
To have like Noah Samson like completely say the explicit things.
Well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like some people, what they'll do is they'll use words like deemed. Like for instance, like I was reading online that some people deemed this guy racist, and then I'm like,
wait, hold up. I actually remember from like that one like presentation from one of the employees at Sweet Baby Inc. saying like terrified them.
No, that's exactly why. Just like her from Sweet Baby Inc., the actual usual game plan is to force companies to capitulate and bend the knee to you by literally bombarding them with like shit that holds up their phone lines or attacking their character or attacking their company and ruining their image by any means necessary to get what they want.
I'm not sure if this is related to Jelly or Face Connect in regards to situations like these.
Typically, I would say usually like most people with that mindset will kind of have the same game plan of like doing things because they know companies like will become fearful of like any, as long as there's like.
I wouldn't be surprised that this dork would be like one of the Tony Weaver Jr.'s groupies.
So here's the brilliant thing, right? So you mentioned Blue Sky. This was actually posted on X. The kicker is, after she posted it and got so much backlash, she immediately went to protected mode.
Of course. No shit.
And now she's on Blue Sky. See, she had a Blue Sky account before, but she wasn't really using it. But ever since she made this post and got absolutely decimated on, she protected her X account and she moved over to Blue Sky permanently. So right now she's on Blue Sky.
That'll teach that bitch.
Well, no, I'm sure she'll be back. They always come back. They always say like, "Oh, I'm moving to Blue Sky. I'm never returning because you guys are fucking assholes."
Like that piece of shit Bit.
Bit will be back. Bit always comes back.
Oh no, he's already back.
Oh wow, he's already back.
What a stupid lying piece of shit. Like fucking Anna.
Brutal, calm down. But no, so
I just can't stand these people, dude. How the fuck do they get such a fucking audience and then knee jerk to their fucking low IQ ass takes?
I tell people this time, there's an audience for everything. So it's not so much like how can they get an audience. It's like, well, the fact that they get an audience isn't the issue. It's once they're able to. You really can tell where someone's perspective and ideas come from when it comes to their audience themselves. If someone is willing to basically capitulate to their own audience and basically change their verdict on basically, like one example I can give is Ludwig, the streamer Ludwig. You know him?
I always hated that dude.
Ludwig literally has no spine. That man will basically bend and reform his opinion to fit.
It's definitely not surprising that he's like literally friends with fucking Hummus Pickles.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. Like someone like Ludwig is beholden to his audience.
They're Twitch streamers. That's because they're Twitch streamers. They're in a space.
Well, I'm sure there's plenty of Twitch streamers online that are fine. The problem is like these larger creators, like they build up an audience with a specific kind of like idea in mind. Like they do certain actions that's gonna be like, hey, we like the fact that you keep talking shit about this one group, and then the moment you stop doing that, or you basically like agree with a premise that comes from that group, they start turning on you, and then you're, I didn't mean it. They actually really suck. I'm so sorry. It's that kind of mentality.
Yeah, it's funny how during the whole V Shoujo debacle, it's funny how Ludwig. I think I told you we discussed about this before, not on stream, but before in our DMs.
Yes, I think so.
That Ludwig said that these soldiers should be labeled as a terrorist organization, and I find that completely
What
ironic
the fuck?
because he's completely friends with the actual terrorist sympathizer.
Well, we won't get into that. I think that comment's just
that's-
retarded because it's just ridiculous.
And
It's
that
being
is the one and only the dumbass Hummus Pickles. I'm gonna call Hassan Piker Hummus Pickles. I don't give a shit, bro.
That's fine.
He's a real piece of. He's like the biggest asshole piece of shit next to fucking Frogan, Fantano, and.
Hun, you're getting into the things you shouldn't be getting into. It's fine. Don't worry about it. But no,
I'm just tired of these people trying to label a bi man like myself a bigot and a Nazi.
It's fine, hun. Don't let them get under your skin. We're focused on this. Now, here's the thing I wanted to bring up about this specifically. Again, it leads into each other. The reason why I bring up this specific post with this woman involved is because of the tactics they're willing to use to basically, in their own words, alter something in a way that they think benefits everyone by literally benefiting no one at that point.
They're literally just using like we said earlier. They're literally using the same tactic that Noah Samson and Hassan Parker use.
But what I mean is basically like they're coming at from the I would like to say perspective and principles that they're doing this to benefit a group that needs to be protected. In the sense of this being the actual unions in the VA group.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Especially when Noah started shifting his content from like YouTuber or criticizing YouTubers or something like that to the Israel-Palestine situation.
We're not getting into that. That's a subject I'm not ever touching.
Yeah.
I could go my entire YouTube career without ever touching that shit.
What I'm trying to say is that when you shift your content to this and you just start like making all these people get involved that have no involvement, that's where it becomes a real issue.
Well, no, but my thing is the fact that, like, specifically she does this, right? So she makes this big call to action and say, like, bully them, attack them, do this type of stuff, right? And then basically the reason why I'm really curious about this is because this is no different to what happened. Do you remember SAG-AFTRA?
I don't remember.
Okay, so this is actually a good time to talk about this. So SAG-AFTRA is an organization, a union organization of VAs who came together, English VAs, to basically build up a union and help restructure contracts with the actual like companies that were in, for instance, Holoverse, to basically make it so this way they couldn't use AI. They wanted to continue allowing their voices to be utilized for everything going forward. The problem is, it was never by AI. It was always about getting their unions priority in voice working.
Basically another Sweet Baby, pretty much.
In a sense, but it wasn't like DEI. It was involved more so with the idea of giving them priority when it came to work.
Yeah,
and it came with
like in terms of the tactics they use.
Yeah, but like so basically like the reason why I'm bringing this up and why these stories are so similar. Now, there's a story that happened like last year. What happened was during the biggest crux of SAG-AFTRA when they were on strike and they weren't doing any voice work, there was months where voice actors wouldn't go and do the English voices for characters for Genshin Impact, and Horrorverse was of course getting kind of tired of that. They were getting ready to launch a new patch and a new area with new characters. So they needed the voice actors to come back and voice the lines. Because of the strike, they refused to. So what happened? They decided to start literally casting new voice actors for the roles. And what they did was they just basically said, all right, if you're not coming to work, we're just going to use someone new. And the people at SAG-AFTRA got really, really mad. And so basically what they started doing was they started to attacking the new voice actors who would come in to do the voice works. For instance, this article doesn't do a good job of actually describing it. I actually hate this article by The Gamer. I think this is one of the PC Gamer. I think this is one of the worst articles I've ever read from them, and that's saying a lot because their fucking like articles are shit. I hate PC Gamer and I hate The Gamer. I think they're some of the worst. Like fucking, they have gone downhill over the years. But basically, what they're saying is
they're definitely no different from Kotaku or Polygon, basically.
Well, but the thing is, they used to be actually pretty good. Like I used to really like reading PC Gamer, The Gamer, IGN. Their articles were actually decently well written, and they were focused on the actual context of the story. But now they're very heavily opinionated. And if you want to read that, that's fine. But I'm coming to you as a publication to actually get an assessment of something, at least with the correct information, and not just bullshit you're coming up with as your own little fucking theory. If you want to watch someone make a game theory, go back to watch some MatPat videos. But no, so here in this article they write.
This definitely sounds like some RedTuber bullshit.
But here in this article they write, diabolical. Genshin Impact's English cast gives new VO to Code Shoulder after he frames replacing a shrinking actor opportunity to carry the flame. This title is completely garbage. I hate the way how it was written. But what they're basically saying is a new VA came in to be recasted for another character. The Genshin community is a little on fire at the moment. Again, don't put in your fucking article. Okay, you're not talking to me as a person. I'm reading an article you wrote. Don't actually type in you saying the word God damn it, dude.
This sounds like if Beavis and Butthead wrote the article.
But no, that's due to SAG after the American Union of Actors across entire entertainment media, including I'm not reading that. Set a strike for proceeding appraised in 8 months now.
Sorry. Oh, my foot. I'm sorry, my foot.
What did you just do?
I don't know. My foot just started feeling weird.
Did you just get a Charlie horse?
Like all of a sudden, like I'm just sitting down.
Stretch your leg. Stretch your leg.
No, like I'm slightly tilting my foot, and I feel like my thigh, my bone part of the thigh, the bone that's like in the part of my thigh, like it feels like it's bending.
Oh my god! I would still say stretch out your foot.
Like, oh god damn it! I can still feel a little.
Okay, look at the way they worded this, right? Okay, so they just mentioned
Exactly.
how long the strike's been going on for, right?
It definitely sounds like some fairy tale bullshit.
No, read this. Like, hear me read this. Look at this. So, with the voice actors still embroiled with the fights over deals of protection against AI exploitation, being in a game of voice actors in Genshin Impact has been well impacted. The good news is for Genshin Impact players who don't care about such protections. Again, hear how fucking salty this person is when they say that. Is that on the game's characters, Kinchi will be have the voice acting again. The bad news is everyone else's Japanese-based voice actor was swept in and accepted the role without acknowledging the ongoing strike. Why the fuck does the actual Japanese-based voice actors need to give a fuck about you striking?
Yeah, or hell, the Chinese actors too, but I'm not sure.
But that's what I'm saying. Like this article is so heavily opinionated into one direction, it's nauseating. But the reason why I have to bring it up is because literally throughout the entirety of the article, they just talk about how like, oh, woe is me. They got rid of the other person and recasted him. Oh my god. But thank God there's someone who's here to save the day with this. Because I'm sure you're familiar with Expert Armchair.
I've seen like I've heard of them, but I never paid attention too much to them.
Well, I mean, I
Really?
like reading some of Expert's stuff. He does go into a long detail about things, but essentially this kind of gives you an overview of what the article is kind of talking about. And he says right there, there's never been a picket line to cross. There's never been the AI protections. PC gamers are rag worse, whose journalists processes about to match that depth of an inflated kiddie pool. John, Corey, and Curly are all over the VAs of either strongly implied or outright accused Jacob of being a scab, have no legs left to stand on. So what he's speaking about there is these voice actors came out in droves with other people and began ragging on this guy named Jacob, who replaced one of the characters' voices. And by the way, this guy is a Japanese American. He speaks both Japanese and English, so they got him to do the voice work, and he was really happy. He even made a post online describing how happy he's doing this and how he makes sure to try to do a good job to basically because how much he admired the previous voice actor, the English one that got casted out. And people started saying like, "Oh, this sounds like fucking like corporatist speak. You don't even know. You don't even care that he got fired." And people just started fucking attacking him, like Little Karibo. Little Karibo started fucking shit on this guy for no goddamn reason. So, in the fact that considering that Miyoho never had any sort of sign-in agreement with SAG-AFTRA, it's a union VAs themselves who committed to the biggest taboo by volunteering their very own Global Rule 1. It's entirely possible that SAG-AFTRA members who were working with Genshin Impact should never have accepted the spot-on project. Oh, that reminds me. So, here's a big kicker. The actual people who were doing SAG-AFTRA, during the strike, it was referenced the fact that they put in a loophole that made it so this way they could work while doing voice work, but it had to be done through the union. And because Genshin wasn't actually like with the union, these people were doing that primarily during the beginning of the actual entirety of SAG-AFTRA. So they were basically being hypocrites by not even following their own rule.
Yeah.
So again, scumbags. But again, this is what I should expect from people who literally like complain and whine for a goddamn living instead of just doing their goddamn jobs and voicing characters and be loved by voicing these characters. Like the old days of like VAs for like video games and TV shows and movies and anime is gone. We have in the sense of the West, in the sense of the West, by the way. I'm not talking about the East. Like they have great voice actors that really love their communities. But here in the West, it seems like for every voice actor I forget his name, but the voice actor I really like that does Spike Spiegel for Cowboy Bebop, we get a couple like fucking Sean Schimmel, who's such an annoying diva. He is such a brat, dude. It is unbelievable. But it's just kind of like for every one good voice actor we get another who just up their own ass and truly believes in the fucking like hype that they had because they have a few fans from America. This is why people oftentimes will watch subs because, well, one time, mostly because the quality of actual voice acting is always going to be usually better than that of the actual English dub. Even though I love a lot of English dub voice actors, I can't deny that because of their shifted, how well they can shift the tone, the inflection, the mannerism, and the fact that most of the actual written words of Japanese just fits the actual characterizations for characters like way of speaking more. There are just certain things they can do that English can never keep up with because of that. But yeah, no, I just wanted to mainly bring this up because I wanted to kind of showcase that for a while now, we've just had a group of like people in the industry who just really feel like it's all about them.
Yeah, and that's why it just annoys me the hell out of me.
Yeah, no, and that's the main reason why I wanted to bring all this up. It's I found that one story about the localizer, and I thought, that'd be really good to combine with all these other talking points to kind of get an overview of like why I despise these people. But I recommend, if you guys haven't ever seen him, I recommend Expert Armchair. He does very long videos, but they're really good. They go into heavily, if you like to sit down and listen to someone really overanalyze and explain their perspectives on certain things when it involves the anime and even like media scope genre itself, I recommend checking out Expert Armchair. He needs more love. He's a good guy. I like him. But anyways, going from there, Bruto, I know you actually have like kind of a familiarity with this one, but did you know HiAnime is dead?
Yeah, I took it down. I literally just like try to continue watching Is the Order of Rabbit, because I was like already a few episodes in, and then when I try to come back,
so if for people who don't know,
it was just gone.
Yeah, for people who don't know, HiAnime is a wait, what the fuck? Did I not save those? God damn it. Maybe I'll put it here. Oh, I don't think I saved those. Holy shit. Maybe I'll put them here? No. Okay, I didn't save them. Okay. That's so weird. I could have sworn I did. I saved a bunch of, like, things. I'll go to this one for right here. Oh, I did save them. Why were they not bookmarked that way? Okay, so HiAnime is a piracy website for anime. It's of course it's not official, of course, because none of these have
the most notorious or infamous.
It is one of the
Pirate anime
better,
sites.
like it is one of the better like piracy websites. It had a really good UI. It's been around for years, and it had one of the largest libraries of anime you could go and watch, and had a very simplistic but very like quick way to navigate their UI to actually find an anime you wanted, and it had a nice recommended page too. So I would only ever use it so often when there was a specific anime I wanted to watch that most places like Crunchyroll or HiDive don't have anymore because they're either too old or there's just not a company that like picked it up, right? But like so, HiAnime got taken down back. I think what was it like? Well, this article, the
2 days
anime
ago.
updates.
It was a few days ago.
Yeah, okay. So it happened about 3 days ago, and immediately people started freaking out. And you had people like Chibi over here, basically saying it's the government. It's the government. They're the ones that's taking charge and bringing down these piracy websites. Here's the kicker.
That's a bit hyperbolic.
I'm gonna get to that because Chibi is one of those people who I like, but I think he just does it a bit too often, and that is take a story and exaggerate it to such a high degree that it becomes like, Chibi, I understand that you're very passionate, but passion doesn't equate to news coverage. Not always. Because he has a habit of taking a story of like, I stubbed my toe today, to, oh my fucking god, I nearly broke my foot. But
Well,
anyways,
there are definitely some retards like fucking Tony Weaver Jr. who would just call Chibi a racist for no fucking reason.
I think Chibi does not deserve any of the like major hate he gets. I just think Chibi needs to tone down some of the actual. I mean, it works for him. He gets views, he gets clicks, people like him despite having a huge like bunch of haters. But overall, I would be able to watch Chibi's videos.
Well, not as much as Rev.
Not as much as Red, but he still gets a lot of hate, dude.
Yeah, he does.
But what I'm saying is, I would be more apt to watch Chibi's content, and that's specifically me, if he would tone down just a smidge. Like, you know how people used to make fun of Tin Pool because every other video he'd make a video talking about like the Civil War is happening. The Civil War, when is the Civil War gonna happen? You know?
Yeah, hyperbolic.
Exactly. It's that type of like rhetoric.
It sounds like he's trying to fearmonger shit. Like
And in Chibi's case, I'm not saying he is trying to fearmonger. I really just think he is just a very passionate little fellow that just needs to calm the fuck down a bit.
Yeah.
But anyways, so everyone was started panicking because HiDive, like you see it here, like you had Pirate Nation, of course, makes a comment on it. Toon Hive, anime updates, fucking all talking about the here Otaku Insider. These are all pretty big, like known X accounts with like large followings that are all mentioning the same damn thing. And I'm like, oh, that's crazy. HiAnime got taken down. I can't believe it. And then you kind of find out that there's a bit more to the story. So HiAnime dead. Major anime privacy site with over 150 million monthly visits. Post goodbye message. So the goodbye message was just them saying, "It's time to say goodbye and thank you for a wonderful journey with great moments." So that's kind of the message that people saw when they go to the website. In continuing this article, the main HiAnime website, ending 2, is down, as it's a proxy, me, the administrator of the official HiAnime Discord, who currently appears not to be in the direct contact with the site's operators, made a following statement. We are currently aware of the situation and we are actively reviewing the matter. We are monitoring the situation and attempting to obtain further sort of clarification as to this moment. Further developments and confirmed updates will be communicated according to one of the review process. We appreciate your patience and your cooperation during this time. Do rest assured that the matter is being handled and with a due attention. This was warned in donation scams of those seeking profit for the HiAnime shutdown. So, what does this all mean? Well, essentially, a bunch of moderators came out from the actual Discord and explained, no, we are not closing shop. We are just temporarily closed down because there was an issue happening with our website. And then you have several people fighting with people on X now and Reddit, trying to tell you, I'm in the Discord, I'm telling you this is what the actual people are saying, and people are telling her, well, no, they're not directly the actual site owners, they're just the moderators. And people are like arguing back and forth, but the moderators know exactly what the actual owners are saying. And then people are just going, fighting over this. And I'm trying to get a clear story. But from what I've seen from actual talking to someone who's actually in the actual Discord, they told me, yeah, this is what the actual moderators who some of them actually know the owners of the site are telling us, that it's a temporary fix, that they need to take care of something, that there was an issue with the site that got taken down, but it looks like they're able to get it back up. The time frame though when they'll get it back up is unknown to them right now, but it looks like they are going to be able to. Here's another article going on. World's biggest anime piracy site goes dark. And I think there was a bit more to this article. They actually kind of went into more. I think they actually showed some of the actual, if I remember correctly. Yeah, okay, so right here. So the recent crackdown on animes and manga piracy websites, by the official Japanese publisher and U.S. streaming service, do bode well to HiAnime sudden shutdown. Especially after the website had a single audit of the last year annual report of the government. What that they imply is, during the actual point on whenever the government was actually holding a briefing talking about different things, during the annual budget meeting, HiAnime was actually brought up in the brief. So this is why people think the government was involved with the actual taking down of the website, because there's been a huge effort to bring down these sites, because one, in our side of things, we see as a detriment to something. I forget exactly what we made the argument for, but of course Japan's case, they're bringing up is the fact that because their actual legitimate streaming services and actual foot traffic to their places is losing money.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what you had is a conjoined effort, and people are saying, oh, it was both governments that took down the website. And to kind of end off this article, currently it's unclear.
There's like a shitload of piracy sites.
No, and that's what we're saying. But the reason why people bring up HiAnime in general is because it was actually mentioned in the Congress briefing. It was brought up by senators during the brief. Mm-hmm. So that's why people are directly mentioning, oh shit. And here's one point I will agree with Chibi, because I watched this video talking about the situation. I will agree that as soon as a piracy night has become well known, it means it has grown as an established, well talked about place online, then it essentially is getting ready to go on the chopping block. Because the moment where everyone knows about it, that means it's no longer hidden away from the actual people who could bring it down.
Yeah.
Like the whole point of a piracy site is so this way people can go to a place that they don't need to officially watch anime or whatever they want to watch.
Or spend.
Yeah, exactly. Or spend the money for it. So the moment where, now everyone knows it, that includes the companies themselves, then that place is probably going to get axed soon.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I want to wait for the story to develop more. I just think it's really funny that everyone jumped the gun and started blaming oh, it's gone, it's gone. And I'm seeing that there's an actual counter there going no, the moderators are telling us that it's just taken down for a bit. We're going to get it back up. In fact, I'm curious. I'm going to do this right here. Curious. Okay.
No, just type in the URL.
Okay. I am not a robot. Ooh, I don't like that.
Okay, let me try on my PC and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm gonna click that off. I don't trust that.
Yeah, and also, you don't like Chrome. You hate Chrome.
I don't care much for Google. I'm sorry. I just don't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's right here.
You got it?
Yeah, I go to HiAnime. Oh no, it's not .com. It's HiAnime.to, lowercase.
Oh, it's one of the okay. Well, are you able to see it? Like, does it work?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're actually able to use it?
No, it just says the same message.
Oh, okay. So saying sorry, we're gone.
Yes.
Okay.
Basically.
So currently it is still down, but we can count. We can see in the coming week. I think if by like a week it still hasn't been brought up, then we can probably just say, okay, it's axed. It's done. It's not coming back. But if in like the next week we see it like at least being reformatted and restructured, then we can probably surmise, okay, so they just had to bring it down to start changing some things. Okay, so the last bit of news I got for us today, and this is going to be interesting. Crunchyroll anime Gachiakuta wins most toxic fandom of 2026. Brutal.
That is quite the headline.
No, it's not just a headline. I will say CBR, I'm surprised. Like, I'm not sure who their actual, like, journalists have been in CBR, but CBR used to be pretty bad in my opinion, but lately they've been getting some action. I've been actually going to them more often to read about news, because they've been very, very professional how they cover things, and they have been actually, like, covering things that are outside the actual wheelhouse that I thought they would. Like, in the past, they used to be very, like, I don't want to say left-lean orientated, but they would cover stories from that perspective. Now it seems they don't really care. So I guess what happened was they were starting to lose foot traffic to their website, and they just kind of pivoted to being like, okay, we're going back to being like, objective. But anyways, so okay, well first I'm gonna ask you, do you know the anime Gachiakuta?
No, I'm not too familiar with it.
Okay, so Gachiakuta got brought in about, I think, during the fall of 2025, so of the anime season.
Okay, yeah, that's recent.
Yeah, so the fall of 2025, the anime got started, and it didn't end until the winter of 2025. So I had 26 episodes, I believe. And essentially, I'm gonna give you a quick lowdown on the premise. This is a different ward where essentially you have people who live in a very nice, clean society. And when I mean clean, I mean everything is like white and polished and chrome, and people dress like super like almost like cultists, but they're well off. And you have basically trash chutes that lead to like the lower end of the ward, where like these people go and basically scrounge to the trash of the ward because they themselves are seen as society as trash.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of the premise. I could go on more, but essentially, as a positive and loving of as fans can be potentially be.
Wait
All right.
up. Okay, never mind. That was the neighbor's dog. I heard like a loud banging noise.
Oh my god.
But no, it's the neighbor's dogs.
Okay, so as positive and loving as a fandom of potentially can be, they can also still be places where they breed toxicity. That's especially for some fandoms belonging to the massively popular anime. No one could forget the severe backlash that HiAnime Shut faced over Attack on Titan's ending back in 2021. And I will agree, as someone who thinks Attack on Titan is like a horrendously badly written anime, I couldn't believe that so many people were like so pissed on how he ended his manga. Like my friend who's mostly just watches shonen and doesn't really pay attention to anime news, he's the one that first told me about that because how much of a big Attack on Titan fan he was. He's like, yeah, people were fucking mad. I'm like, I guess, but like, do they have to like fucking send death threats at the guy for like an ending? Like, Jesus Christ, just say it sucks and move on. But with plenty of others receiving harassment and even death threats over the tragic fates. Yeah, I mean, again, like I always go back to look at My Hero Academia. Like that man got sick because like how bad his fan base was. Like he made Bakugo's birthday the same birthday as Hitler, and people started calling him a Nazi for it.
Jesus Christ.
But that's the mentality of some.
It's funny because these are the same people, I guess, are like hardcore on smoking weed, but I'm not sure if that has something to do with it.
No, it's not that. It's just the mentality of these people who get into it. It's literally, I know like people like to say tourist. I don't always like to use the word tourist because that would imply that like that these people don't know anything about the actual culture that surrounds anime. I just like to use the word that
overused.
Yeah, I just like to say that these people are like dickheads who embed themselves in every bit of culture of like whatever it is, and they just latch onto it like a fucking parasite, trying to absorb everything
Yeah.
about it. But the difference between a parasite would just go in and like take as much as they want, and they will just fuck off and die. In this case, these people are actively like, "Ooh, I want to take this and this and this, but I want you to start changing things too to better fit
Yeah.
my perspective, my needs, my ideals."
Yes.
But
That's why I
Ki
can't stand. I
Urura, the
can't
creator of,
stand.
huh?
That's why I can't stand.
No,
As
yeah.
a Yuri fan myself, I can't stand
Trust
these
me, hun,
fucking.
I get it. As someone who would like to like get in more into more yaoi or mangas, I can't stand the
Or
yaoi community.
that's why we can't stand these people who are just too embedded
I just
and they
can't,
just
dude.
use it
Like
as a personality. They just like they make it their entire personality basically.
well, yeah, these are the type of people. If you have to make your sexuality or your fucking like divine like perspective of your sexuality,
I mean
your entire
that's why I call them your retards.
it's just so annoying. But anyways, Kiryu, the creator of Crunchyroll's hit new shonen series of 2025, Gachiakuta, is another magica who has a massive amount of negativity and pressure from the fans due to the number of controversies that have been surfacing around the actual anime since season one finale back in December 2025. Now, I'm almost they're gonna mention it, but I'm gonna tell you this right now. The backlash from the fans isn't coming from like the Japanese audience. They love her series. It's coming from the West.
Of course, it's the West
It's English.
because almost every single one of those motherfuckers is always a fucking radically who's a they're basically like
No,
politically
it
radically left
legitimate
wing.
is the usual suspects. Because again, when you hear about what the controversies are, you understand what I mean by the usual suspects. This begins with the allegations of racism stemming from the casting choices of Gachigura's stage play
Oh my god,
adaptation.
another racism argument. Are
Well,
you
no,
fucking
you got to
kidding
hear
me,
this.
dude?
So hear this. And now continues with arguments about queer representation and identity for both the
Oh,
series of characters and Uru herself. They are literally mad because she's not non-binary.
she's not non-binary.
What you understand? Again, you understand what I mean by that? I'm letting this kind of formulate to you. So,
Like she does so basically the she doesn't need
so
to
hold up.
these
I'm
activists.
sure this is what she looks like.
Yeah, she's genderless. She's androgynous, just like me.
Yeah, she's androgynous. She's beautiful. I fucking think this girl looks amazingly cute. She was asked on an because okay, so she's the type of person who really likes to get involved with her fan base. She had this happy dream of like, you know what? I want to talk with the people who love my show. So she would have live streams on Instagram and she would have Q&As so this way people can ask her questions. And a frequently asked question to her from the western side of the audience fan base was, are you non binary? When did you decide to be non binary? What's it like being non binary?
So even as a gender non-conforming male, I feel bad of what she has to
No,
deal with.
it's
with
ridiculous,
these
dude.
idiots.
Like literally, it's and again, from what I was looking at, it seems like she was trying to be like nice in the beginning, like saying like, "Oh, I'm not like that,"
Yeah,
or
because well, I mean,
"No."
because of course she has no knowledge of what these idiots.
Well, because no, it's
Think.
literally being thrown to the wolves. If you've never
Yeah.
experienced these fucking retards online, of course you're gonna want to try to be nice or charitable to them, or at least being like
Yeah,
understanding of
it's
them.
funny. It's funny because they come from the same group of people who claim to be so supportive and safe space, this and that. Well, fuck you. There's no such thing as safe space for them.
But no,
As soon as you step out of line for them, they'll see you as the enemy.
no, if you literally give them an inch, they will take a fucking mile.
Exactly.
But no, so
Exactly. Like as both of us are like, well, you're a gay leaning bi and I'm a straight leaning bi.
exactly.
They'll definitely see us as a threat because for whatever reason we think that this is stupid and this and that.
Continue with the
And
article.
basically,
Oh, go ahead.
basically they're gonna go shift into this whole fascist argument.
But no, so again, this gets hilarious. So unfortunately, Uru's attempts to clear up the misunderstanding on social media have now become fodder for the unsavory discourse among the fandom. So here's the first controversy. Kiriura faces major criticism over Gachiakuta live-action casting. So there's been a casting for the actual live-action stage play adaptation for the series. In her works, she has several characters who are, of course, darker skin color. When the actual casting happened for the characters, though, this character right here was casted over here. So it's this Japanese individual right here with the short hair. That's their character in the actual stage play. Here's the kicker, though. One, this is happening only in Japan.
Yeah.
Two, she has nothing to do with the stage play. All she did was okay it happening.
Yeah.
So she doesn't make any decisions for the casting. She doesn't make any decisions for any changes they do to the story. She has no say in what happens in it. All she said was, all what happened was people walked up to her and was like, hey, people really like your shit. Can we make it into a stage play? And she went, yes. And because the actual people who are making the stage play decided to not use, I guess, the very rare black Japanese person who lives in Japan who also went into acting, she's a racist now.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous to me. The fact that literally, like, she has nothing. It's the same thing
It's
that
always,
people.
I like it. It's always gonna be the people who cry bully racism for everything.
Well, no, but it's to me, right? It's like Hogwarts Legacy.
I remember, like, at one point, some Korean cosplayer got a lot of backlash for cosplaying a Sombra from Overwatch.
Oh, I remember. I can even do you one better. I remember years ago when there was a white girl who decided to make her prom dress be an actual, like, Chinese gown, and she was so happy about it. But then you had a bunch of people, like, see that photo and called her racism because she was fucking, like, appropriating someone else's culture.
Always with the whole.
No. Here's the kicker with that one. You find out her mom is Asian.
Yeah. Or how about the other? Or how about, like, that one news story where some like sports some sports some like sports fan was, like, calling a white kid racist because he was wearing, like,
the colors of the team. Yeah, the colors of the team were, like, black and orange.
They accused him of, like, being racist towards Indians when the reality is that his grandfather or his ancestors are native.
No, and it's fucking ridiculous. But anyways, so going with how the article's saying,
it's like I said, it's always these people try to cry bully racism. It's always them cry bullying racism this and racism that, racism this and racism that. So I know how all this shit goes. I can always predict what kind of shit they're gonna say or what kind of arguments they're gonna make. I can always tell. Like, they think I'm fucking dumb.
Look right here. This actually explains what I'm talking about right here. So going into the article, on the same day Gachiakuta season 1 finale was released, Crunchyroll season two of its hit series, as well as the Japanese stage play adaptation, was announced. Two of the Gachiakuta characters, Kovaris and Simir, I'm sorry if I mispronounced those names, were portrayed by actors who darkened their own complex with used makeup. So on the stage play promotion, so they used the like foundation to make themselves look a little bit darker. Because Kovaris were widely considered to be African descent. Especially by Uru herself, who portrayed the characters of viewing them as blackface and sparked outrage across the fandom. Kira posted on the story of the official Instagram account, explained that the casting process from her perspective, claiming that she had to ask the producers if they could cast African descent for the characters. So she even went out of her way to ask if they could actually cast people of African descent for the characters. And this is what
just to make it more accurate.
No. So in response, she was told that it was difficult to find actors of such description who were also fluent in Japanese. Because of course it would. Because not only do you need the unicorn of the guy who's in Japan, who happens to be black of some nationality, but they can also speak fluent Japanese, but also has any actual experience acting.
Yeah.
You need the quadrillion of miracles.
You're seriously not gonna find that in Japan at all.
No, you might find a black guy. You might even find a black guy who's actually at least can speak Japanese. But again, you have to find a black guy who matches the skin tone, who can speak fluent Japanese, and who actually has any experience acting or wants to act.
Yes.
You need all those hits.
And that adds a extra layer of of difficulty right there.
100% difficulty, and it's an insane ask. It is an insane ask, but again, they don't care because they don't see it that way. But so, anyways, so
Exactly. Of course, they're not going to see it that way.
So-
It's always to them, as much as they want to claim to be diverse and then this and that and this and that. To them, it's basically just they see the world just black and white.
So again, she got called racist for that, even though she was pulling for characters to. Even she was asking, "Could you guys do this for the stage play too?" And they said we couldn't because what you're asking is like near impossible. So she got called racist for that, for even daring to try. The next one actually involves with this character's sexuality. So Gachikuta's fandom splits on Uru's confirms Tensee's gender. So this character was perceived to be transgender. More drama rose as Kimi Uru received more backlash concerning the theory about the gender of one of her characters, Tamisi Canines, who was there was a speculation Tamisi was a transgender male, which was based on several manga panels where Tamisi appears either androgynous or stereotypically feminine. Again, let that sink in. Their first thought was because they appear feminine or androgynous, this must equate to transgenderism. Again, looking at me and you, someone who likes to put on more makeup than others to feel more androgynous because of their actual aesthetic being metal, and a fucking femboy, we wouldn't even thought of it all.
Yeah. I mean, you're in your 30s and you don't really consider yourself a femboy.
I consider myself a feminine male. I literally work hard to try to have like curves and
Basically
everything as
that.
much as I can. But the easiest term just to say is either I'm a cross dresser or a femboy at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Either way, people are gonna understand what you mean.
But that's what I mean. Their first thought didn't go through any of the other like type of scenarios it could be. It went to immediately, oh, they must be transgender because they must be transgender. As well as the fact that the character's Japanese.
This is literally the whole Bridget argument, and don't even get me started with the whole Bridget argument. That shit was a fucking shit.
I got into so many hot discussions with people, and again, I argued with like 2 different YouTubers about it, and I lost all respect for one of them because one of them was someone I actually kind of checked out. The other one I had no respect for in the beginning, but he was just fucking retarded.
Yeah.
So this theory became popular across the fandom that a portion of the fans have begun to accept it as canon. Again, my problem always with the fandom is when they make their own headcanon the actual canon, and it's not. When you become obsessive,
it's pretty common. It's pretty common, especially in the gacha communities.
No, I agree. It's common
to have the toxic, especially in regards to like the Yuri Tards and with the Blue Archive. Or
but the problem is when you start making your own canon.
Like I don't mind if there's like doujinshi artworks of Yuri, of Blue Archive, or DK. That's fine.
That's just fanfic at that point.
I could definitely dig into that. But this is the thing. But here's the thing. It's all fan made.
But yeah, that's the point of fan fiction. The point of fan fiction is for you to enjoy the works you're enjoying while you were using the lore, but just altering some things and talking amongst yourself with other people.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
The problem is that I get called a bigot. I get blocked by a bunch of people because I don't knee jerk to their fucking bullshit.
I'll admit it.
Or I call bullshit. Or I call bullshit to say like, no, we should not hand canon that the sensei should be male.
I admit it. Like when I was younger, I used to partake in reading fanfic, and I actually used to write some myself. But I never never went to the author's address and like nearly stabbed him in the fucking chest. Yes. It's like, how dare you not make this character gay?
Like I don't mind a female sensei in Blue Archive. It can be pretty hot, but at the same time, I hate how people just like.
It's just a difference.
I hate how people just say like, oh, a female sensei is much better than a male sensei when literally in the game, it's supposed to be like your own character, like like you're supposed to make it to your own perspective.
100%, and that's the point of having an insert character.
But not only that, but given that it's the target audience, it's like a male. It makes sense to make the sensei, especially in the Blue Archive anime, male, because that's like the target audience. It's like supposed to be like a harem game, you know?
Right, exactly. But not enough is shown with the male character you.
Like I don't mind if girls play Blue Archive too, because trust me, dude, the girls in Blue Archive and Nika are fucking hot as hell, and I can understand that. but the issue, but the moment I start having an issue is when they'll say like, oh, it's better off to have the female commander or a female sensei as canon, actual this and canon, this and that, and this and that.
No, I know, it's stupid.
No, you're taking you're taking a step too far.
So,
And I hate it. And I hate it when I have to point this shit out, and they think that I'm a bigot, or I'm homophobic, or I'm this. Like I'm oppressing these people, this and that. Despite the fact that I fucking love watching Yuri, especially gushing over magical.
But no, so right here it says Ura recently clarified the theory was false. Or it had to be false. They're saying that things like Tammy's transgender. I don't think that's the case. The creator said in a response. So this is the post. There's a post showcasing what she said, but she did make a post on Instagram talking about this. The confirmation caused the outbreak of disappointment as well as messy discourse among the fan. LGBTQ plus fans who had wanted to believe the theory of Tansy being transgender felt dismissed. They themselves felt dismissed because the author said the character I wrote, who I never had any intentions of being trans, I confirmed not to be trans. And now they feel offended. They feel upset by that. And I'm like, then you caused it yourself.
At least I give this creator massive respect, unlike fucking Daisuke Wataru for what he did with Bridget.
But that's what I'm saying. Literally, it's the joke. You did this to yourself. You made the headcanon. You got involved with the theory. You kept making little fucking conversations with your friends online. Oh my god, I can't believe this is true. I can't wait for it to be confirmed. And then the creator comes like, oh, that's not true. And then you feel stabbed in the back. I'm like, you're the one that brought the knife to your chest. You're the one that started thrusting it inwards. You did it to your fucking self. No one is to blame for this but yourself. Take some goddamn responsibility.
Unlike fucking Daisuke, who just literally met the need.
But no, anyways, so they felt dismissed and were eventually met with accusations that they were pressuring Una to make her queer representation. At the same time, fans who simply wanted to defend her were defenders' words about her creation were met with mess of transphobic allegations.
Oh my god, it's always this word.
Of course it is. Of course it is. If you use the word of the author saying the author said that they're not, so we just kind of have to take her word at it, right? Oh, you're a bigot. Why? Because how dare you not assume that they would be? How dare you go along with what the author says?
And they'll go as far as to calling you a Nazi.
But that's what I'm saying. It's fucking ridiculous, dude. So again, but it doesn't end there. That wasn't the last controversy that happened with this fucking anime and the creator. Kiyoura becomes the victim of Gachikuta's fanboys on a third time. Why? The discourse over Kiyoura's confirmation of Tammy canon gender eventually led to another whisper of rumor, which is Gachikuta fandom. In response to the negativity against the LGBT community in the fandom, ex-users retweeted the above anime TV post statement who was identified as non-binary or preferred they/them pronouns. However, this had not been in no official sources who was stating anything about her gender at all until recently. That was on January 15. Ona went to Instagram once again. Hey, look, they referenced Chibi. Once again, expressed her surprise at the statements about her gender, thus clarifying that the widely accepted rumor was false. Longtime anime influencer reviewer Chibi Reviews posted snapshots of Ua's recent Instagram story on X, along with criticism of unnecessary hate to Ua for receiving the wake of all the controversies. Oh, that's crazy. I didn't know they actually referenced Chibi. I didn't actually read the whole article, so that's actually pretty cool. So yeah. So she basically came out herself and said, yeah, I'm not non-binary. And again, going to the article...
The creator's just an androgynous woman.
Just an androgynous woman. She has a style. She likes her style. But yeah, the misconception started the fact
just
that...
like me, I just love the concept of androgyny. I just do. I just hate the identity politics that people would just want to shove it in and make it about politics and this and that and this and that. I just do it because I just like doing it, just like you know. It's just to break gender norms, basically. I break gender norms and you break gender norms. Simple as that. No stupid ass identity politics needed.
So those are the three controversies that happened. So this all culminated with the creator of Gachiakuta then essentially going to her Instagram. Let's see if I can't find it. going onto
Let
the
me
Instagram and
send you her
having one
death threats.
final like discussion. Okay, and what she does is she basically goes, Gachikuta's author Kimi Urua talks against the Western fan base she has gained lately. She says she is starting to get frustrated with how toxic people are become towards her work. So she held a space in Instagram, another stream, and that's where it happened. Where I told you, where she was getting bombarded with questions by Western fan base audience members about her gender, about why are you writing this stuff, why are you doing this stuff, can you please like put an end to these things so this way people don't think you're a bigot or a racist. And she got fucking annoyed. She ended the stream,
It's like
and now
it's her vision, bro. Why the fuck do these motherfuckers give a shit, bro? It's
It-
her fucking work.
because people latch
She
on.
can do she can do whatever the fuck she wants.
You're correct. She can do whatever the fuck she wants. My thing is always going to go back to the story and to how the creator works on the story. That being, if you write a character a specific way, you have to give me a viable reason, understanding of how the story is going along for their character to change in the direction that it feels natural within the confines of what you've built. Like there are multiple things I can go into when it comes to story structure, story writing, and all that stuff. But my thing is the fact that like when I really like a series and I really, really want to continue reading it and enjoying it, I have to make sure I read what the author is doing. I can't just alter things how I want it to be benefit me. No, I have to objectively analyze and review what's being given to me. The problem is you have people that come in from our side of things on here in the West and inject themselves and embed themselves into things because it either has a slight tinge of relatability to whatever the fuck's going on in their lives or a slight hint of something that they can latch on to and be like, hey, look, it's something like I like. Again, you see an androgynous character, you immediately think, hey, they must be gay, or hey, they must be like trans or something. You see a character who's like slightly altered than there. They again, it's the idea that these people will go in to a hobby, going to a market or going to a company and say, what can I do to alter things that help benefit what I like?
Yeah.
And it's just ridiculous. And again, I feel so bad for this creator. It is terrible. The fact I'm happy the fact that her series blew up the way it did, and she's getting a lot of notoriety and a lot of people talking to her and she got her greenlit for season 2 immediately because how popular it was. But it sucks the fact that much like, and I don't want it to happen the same way it did for the My Hero Academia creator because again, he actually was going to go a bit further with the story, but he stopped because of health problems. And some of the health problems he was getting was because he was someone who was pushing himself and wasn't trying to be involved with his fan base. The problem was a good chunk of that fan base came from the West, and they were fucking vicious to the guy for no other apparent reason. Like people. What's even funnier is the fact that like the creator of My Hero Academia was very progressive. Like a lot of his characters were very like against the grain of what you would see from most anime characters, especially during that time period. Like he actively had several trans characters in his series. He had openly like gay characters in his series, much like that of Oda's work for One Piece as well. Oda has like again the character Yamato, the character that everyone wanted to be trans, like and Yoda, Oda basically said in No Fear was that like no, she's not trans. Like people got pissed off, but right next to her is an actual trans character, a samurai who was born a male who now identifies as female, but still is willing to fight to protect Oda and his not Oda, Odin and his son because of the actual life and who the type of person he was. But people don't give a shit about that. People never even talked about her at all.
Yep. It's just like how people definitely wanted to make Ostolfo trans, despite the fact that Fate already has trans characters to begin with.
It's fucking
But
crazy.
because Ostolfo is like popular
Because literally
he's the face of femboys.
well,
or
the
trap
reason
characters.
why is because it's something I always tell people, and like people are asking, like, why do they always want to change these characters? I'm like, because these characters have notoriety. They already have an established fan base, an established like following, and established like lore and pre-built into the story. So You know how when you tell people, why don't you just go make your own stuff and then see how that works? They don't want to, because they know if they make their own stuff, it has to be judged on its own merits, and it can't stand up to, it might not be able to stand up to the scrutiny of the actual audience. So what they have to do is they have to find something that already has a slight tinge to what they want, change it up to how they can get it, and now all that like fame and notoriety goes to them. It's the same way every time. They don't want to actually work for a character to be trans. They want someone to have already created the character, and they can just say, "This is mine now."
Crazy, crazy shit, man.
It is. It is just crazy shit, and it's just fucking ridiculous. And this is why I fucking hate these people who like come into like the communities like anime, come into the community of gaming.
This is definitely the same people who definitely were bombarding Scott Cawthon because he's a conservative and this and that and this and that.
The guy willingly left his own fucking series, which really don't think he didn't. He didn't have to, but he willingly left the FNAF series. He could have kept making money. Like this, no matter what you want to say about the FNAF series as like an actual entity of games and like storytelling, you can't deny the fact that FNAF blew up and it is one of the most successful, easily merchandisable fucking like franchise in a long time.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
Scott,
hell, it got two movies.
it's getting a third.
Yes, of course it is.
People loved it, man. I know it sucked, but people loved it. The FNAF fan base is huge.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it's just I feel for her. Like actually need to finish.
I'm still fucking pissed, dude, that they fucking just made that they're just bombarding Scott and even like sending death threats to his wife who was pregnant at the time.
Oh, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
They were saying death threats to her wife? I mean, I could believe that, but that's crazy.
Yeah.
Well, but that was the last story of this.
Sick people, sick people who just claim that they're so inclusive and equality and this
No,
and
no,
that,
because
when
it's
they'll
that. This is why I say, this is what I tell people all the time. They don't want actual tolerance. They want tolerance for them. And this is why I say they don't want true tolerance. True tolerance, much like the actual word implies, is whenever me, who don't like these people, understand that they exist in the world and there's nothing I can do about them. So I'm going to allow, basically, like hold my tongue or just not even engage with them and go about my day. They can still exist in this world. I just won't be engaging with them at all. That's tolerance. Tolerance is whenever you have the ability to live who you want to live with, and people will just say, "Okay, cool. Don't come near me. Don't talk to me. I don't care about you." That's tolerance. What they want is they don't want tolerance. They want acceptance.
They just want they use acceptance as a priority.
Yes, they want complete and utter completely support, love, and attention. They want you to completely tell them all the time that they are beautiful.
To comply.
100% to comply. Yes.
Like they are the authority.
They would love to have the authority, and I know for a fact most of these people, if they did have the actual authority, I'd most likely be against the wall right now.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think. Go on.
Or I'd be like, or my ass will be fucking killed by fucking the so-called radicals like Antifa.
I mean, I would use a different phrase, but I get you. But anyways, we are going to end it there, guys. That was the last story of this week, and I hope you guys enjoyed the conversation, and I hope you guys being very passionate, very animated this time around, because I did specifically choose stories that I knew for a fact were going to get us talking, which I'm really happy for. I always enjoy having these talks with Brutal online. I hope you guys did too. So, Brutal, do you have any ending words for our fans?
Come on. I don't know, bro. It's just I try to come up with something new, but just like I just think last minute and like, nah, this is just stupid.
I get you. All right, so I'll end this off. All right, guys. Thank you so much for checking us out. Hope you guys can check out more. Again, I might be active a bit more online this week and actually might be able to get some more shit done for videos because I may actually have to stay at home for longer than I thought because my ankle. But anyways, from there, like I always tell you guys, I don't care where you're on the ward. I don't care what time it is for you in the ward. I hope you guys have a good morning, a great afternoon, a beautiful evening, and a blessed night. See you later, guys. Enjoy the rest of your nights. Bye.
Pepto-Bismol.
What? Upset stomach diarrhea?
Well, I'm fucking full.
Oh, God.